Welcome back students. In our previous video of chapter 3, we have discussed about the meaning of law, their demand, factors, reasons, assumptions and some of the basic ideas. So today we will continue with the remaining topics. So let's start. So the topic is exception of the law of demand. The law of demand does not apply in every case and situation. The circumstances when the law of demand becomes ineffective are known as exception of the law. So, some of these are Giffen good. The good is named after Sir Robert Giffen. Giffen good is necessarily an inferior good with very high negative income elasticity of demand. The good is consumed by low-paid wage earners who spend a large proportion of their income to buy it. Point number 2 is articles of distinction. The law of demand does not apply in case of article of distinction such as jewelry and other luxury goods. Point number 3 is ignorance. If consumers are ignorant about quality of the commodity, the law will not apply. In such case, consumer would judge the quality of the commodity from its price. They regard high-priced commodities are better in quality as compared to low-priced commodities. A lower-priced commodity is considered inferior and thereby is demanded less. Point number 4 is expectations regarding future price. When price of a certain good is rising today and the consumers expect future rise in the price, they will buy more of it and store it up despite increase in its price. Similarly, when the consumers expect a large fall in the price of a commodity in future, they will postpone their purchase even when its price falls today so. Number 5 is abnormal conditions. The law does not apply under abnormal conditions. In times of emergency like flood or war, the household do not behave in normal way and consequently law of demand may not operate. Next, change in quantity demanded and change in demand. Change in quantity demanded refers to increase or decrease in quantity demanded of a commodity in response to increase or decrease in its price, other things remaining the same. So, it is shown by the movement along the same demand curve. You see here in this diagram, we have shown expansion and contraction of demand. At price OP, quantity demanded is OQ. If price reduces to OP1, the quantity demanded increases to OQ1. This increase of quantity demanded would be called expansion of demand. If, however, the price increases from OP to OP2, then quantity demanded decrease in equality would be called contraction of demand. Next, shift in the demand curve or change in demand. Increase and decrease in demand. If the change in quantity demanded of a product take place due to any factor other than price of the product, then it is called increase or decrease of demand. So you see here in this diagram, if demand increases due to increase in income, then demand curve shifts to right from DD to D1 D1. If, however, the demand decreases due to fall in income, then the demand curve shifts to left from DD to D2 D2. Next, change in the income of the consumers. You see here in the figure 1, DD is the original demand curve. When aggregate income in the economy increases, demand shifts to the right from DD to D1 D1. Decrease in income leads to leftward shift in the demand curve as shown by the demand curve D0 D0. But in case of inferior good, increase in income of the buyers shifts the demand curve to the left from DD to D0 D0 in figure 2. This is because consumers prefer to shift over to superior substitutes. On the other hand, when income of the consumers decreases, they will continue to depend on the inferior goods and hence would buy more of the inferior goods. This implies a situation of rightward shift in the demand curve from DD to D1 as shown in figure 2. Next, change in the price of related goods. As mentioned earlier, related consumption goods may be of two types: substitute goods and complementary goods. Substitute goods. There is a positive or direct relationship between the price of substitute commodity and demand for a good. If price of a substitute rises, the demand for a commodity also rises and vice versa. For example, if price of coffee increases, people will switch over from coffee to tea and the demand for tea rises as shown in the figure. Complementary goods. There is a negative or indirect relationship between the price of complementary commodity and demand for a good. If price of complementary good rises, the demand for a commodity also falls and vice versa. For example, if price of petrol increases, it will become expensive to drive a car. So demand for car falls as shown in the figure. So the last point is change in taste. For example, if people come to know that the use of neem soap prevents pimples on the face, this will definitely generate an increase in demand for it. Likewise, a decline in liking for the product will cause changes in reverse direction. So students, with this topic chapter 3 ends and we shall meet in the next video. Thank you.